Hey everyone, welcome back to another weekly Monday Live where we talk about game news every Monday at 12 p.m. CT my time. Might be a different time your time, I don't know. Um, but today we are going to be talking about a few interesting things. Um, Probably doing something we usually don't do, so definitely uh, sit back and stay tuned. I always have to ask what games you guys are playing. I have been playing more Assassin's Creed Shadows. I haven't been able to play the game as much as I would like, but we are getting there more and more. And I'm kind of just doing something in the background as I'm talking, so excuse me. But yeah, it's going pretty well. Um, so yeah, have you guys played Assassin's Creed Shadows at all? Um, right now I'm liking it. So, but yeah. So the first thing I wanted to get into today, there's this game that has been going around a lot. Like I've been seeing it a lot, but it's funny cuz like I never heard anything about it coming out. And then all of a sudden I just kind of hear um I just see like a bunch of clips about it and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to react to um IGN's review. The game looks really crazy, so if you guys have any opinions about it, as always with anything I say, if you guys have any opinions about it, definitely let me know in the chat because this game looks really interesting. Um, yeah, so that's what we're gonna start off with today, and I'll get my face on there in a second.
Whether you're quitting your office job to grow a farm in Stardew Valley or setting aside your warrior days to work at a tea shop in Wanderstop, sometimes you just want to take a break and embrace a simpler way of living. I didn't expect to find this same sense of cozy escapism in a game about manufacturing and selling drugs in a grimy city, but with Schedule 1, that's exactly what I got. Instead of the GTA-like chaotic romp through the criminal underworld I anticipated, I found myself peacefully packaging homegrown ganja into tiny baggies, building bonds with my local community by handing out free samples, and experimenting with new and novel narcotic recipes while my expanding drug empire flourished. The 40 hours it took me to perfect my dope deal.
I think I was so thrown off by the drug aspect in general. Like it really was like, what is this game?
Did have some downers mixed in with the uppers though, as I encountered plenty of bugs and an unfinished endgame as of this early access launch. Both signs Schedule 1 is still getting baked, but I overwhelmingly enjoyed my surprisingly zen time as a friendly neighborhood poison pusher regardless, and can't wait to see how it continues to evolve. This goofy first-person management sim asks you to turn your burgeoning small business of peddling drugs into a massive empire that employs dozens of hardworking chemists, botanists, and dealers. After finding yourself down on your luck in an unfamiliar city, you do the only thing your scoundrel of a main character has ever been good at: slinging that OG kush, of course. What starts out as a solo operation where you're growing Mary Jane in a crummy hotel room can eventually become a fully automated manufacturing and distribution process that moves large volumes of high-quality narcotics. As you spread the tendrils of your illicit venture throughout the
This game kind of reminds me of like the GTA Online, what's it called? Like, I guess just when you could like own a drug business, that's what it reminds me of.
city, you'll meet and build relationships with the extremely impressionable locals, learning their pharmaceutical preferences and supplying their fix, which unlocks new dealers to help you push your product and suppliers who can hook you up with new raw materials. And that process of building stacks of cash and finding ways to improve, expand, and optimize your business operations is as satisfying as any of the best management sims I've played. Running around town, expanding your network by introducing yourself and your product to the locals, then converting them into repeat customers who text you for their next hit is habit forming in more ways than one. And since you can improve your chances of converting a stranger into an ongoing customer by understanding the high they're looking for and cooking up something to match that preference, you're encouraged to try out daring mixtures back home to see what new flavors you can concoct. Maybe mixing Adderall from the local gas station with crystal meth will result in an energizing product. Or perhaps mixing your fancy purple cannabis with Chex Notes horse semen will be a good idea.
He needs some milk!
Amusingly, the names of the resulting product variants seem to be randomly generated by mashing two vaguely drug-sounding words together, so you could end up selling a product called Dream Queef or Aspen Smegma. Juvenile humor, I know, but just dumb enough to fit well with Schedule 1's extremely silly vibe.
That's crazy.
Even repetitive tasks like
This game definitely gives, like, shock factor to me.
harvesting reefer and packaging it into little jars for distribution are oddly enjoyable. Watering crops, mixing ingredients, and breaking a freshly baked tray of crystal all feel really satisfying and lulled me into a contented, meditative state that almost made me forget I was committing numerous felonies. Eventually, though, you'll develop the means to automate a lot of this and effectively never have to touch the production pipeline with your own two hands ever again, except to sell those goods, and even that you can mostly offload to your subordinate dealers. This is where Schedule 1 dips its toes into automation found in the likes of Satisfactory, a pivot that replaces the quiet meditation.
I think it's weird because it's like a cartoon game, but it's like extra serious. I wonder what this game is rated. I'm gonna look it up.
Of bagging hemp with becoming an efficiency-obsessed floor manager that appealed to my love of logistics. What's unexpectedly absent from this felonious undertaking is any kind of pushback from law enforcement, who act as a flimsy guardrail to keep you from doing your dealings out in the open more than anything else. They'll set up street barricades that you can simply walk around, or try to arrest you if you deal drugs literally right in front of them, but they are woefully unequipped to actually catch you as they run slowly, won't shoot at you, and give up the chase almost as soon as you disappear around a corner. This seems to be an intentional move to keep things light while maintaining the illusion of your actions having real stakes, but you'll never actually find yourself at risk of exposure. The cops don't bust down the doors of your very obvious drug facilities, even if they see you run away inside them, and there aren't any rival gangs or saboteurs to worry about breaking up your operations. Theoretically,
I can't find what it's rated, but it has to be at least like, I don't know, at least teen. I feel like it'd probably be higher than that. Man, I don't see it.
you could buy a gun and decide to go on a rampage around town, harassing the cops, but you're given no incentive to do so. And Schedule 1 seems to make you go out of your way to play this way if you want to. In fact, I never even got close to getting myself arrested, and never found any use for the baseball bat or revolver I had in my safe house. I kept waiting for things to take a horribly violent
It just says you have to be at least 18, so rated mature pretty much.
turn, but as of now, that doesn't appear to be the focus of Schedule 1, and I'd say it's all the better for it. Instead, you spend your time indoors, harmoniously tending to your garden of hallucinogenic flora and cheerfully skateboarding around town to deliver your goods. And the surreal dichotomy between Schedule 1's subject matter and how tranquil it feels to actually play never stops being hilarious. Honestly, it has a whole lot more in common with Animal Crossing than GTA.
Animal
Except,
Crossing's crazy.
instead of playing as a villager indebted to a malevolent raccoon, you're the one putting the unenviable financial squeeze on your neighbors. In other words, I am the one who nooks. You can even make your cozy schemes collaborative by inviting a friend to join you in co-op to help out around town. What's more heartwarming than you and a buddy dealing bricks of cocaine on the streets together? The main issue with Schedule 1 is a familiar one for many early access games, which is that I ran out of things to do somewhat quickly. After unlocking the last of 3 currently available base drug types with about 20 hours of optimizing my business, I didn't have a whole lot to shoot for other than stockpiling stacks of cash with nothing meaningful to spend it on. Sure, I could buy a better skateboard, a car to drive around in, or some legitimate businesses to launder my money through, but there's little reason to do so beyond vanity after a certain point. Presumably, there will eventually be some kind of endgame added with more reasons to keep playing, but I was able to unlock all the properties, suppliers, and most of the dealers that are here now in short order. Then
Yeah, I think that's enough. I think this game is really interesting for what it is. I think it's really interesting for what it is. I think we really need more of these like simple type games and stuff like that. I think this is giving simple but like entertaining at the same time. It's only $20 though, like $19.99. I guess it came out, it was either March 24th. So it's been out almost a month actually. But yeah, this is my first time hearing about it. I thought it was really interesting. It definitely gives GTA vibes, and it's interesting that they compare it to Animal Crossing. I mean, sure, go off. I guess I can maybe see it. I don't know. Maybe just the fact that it's just like a simulator where you're like building stuff. I don't know. It's definitely something though. I feel like I'd try it though. I guess it's still in early access. So that's that. But I thought I would show it to you guys because it's definitely interesting, to say the least. Hey Mast, how's it going? Yeah, you stay safe. Everything's all good here. Thanks for tuning in though. But yeah. So, have you guys ever played Sifu? I'll tell you, I have. I didn't finish it though, because it's one of those like, I don't know if I'd say rage bait games, but it's definitely kind of difficult to play a little bit. It's definitely a challenge to say the least. It's not an easy game, so I didn't finish it, but I did play at least like 75% of it. I got pretty close to the end, but if you don't know, Sifu, I'm just gonna read this description to let you guys know. Sifu is like one of those games where you are forced to replay it over and over again. The whole skill tree system is based around unlocking things either from a simple run, where you lose them once you've gone through your life, spending 5 times the single unlock amount to unlock the skill permanently. And the unique, kind of twist with Sifu that it brings is that each time you die, your character ages. So you begin the game at age 20, and your first death adds a point to the death counter, bringing you to 21. Should you die again, the counter will be raised by 2, and then you'll turn 23. So you slow down or get faster as you progress, basically. Well, I feel like when you're like 21, you start building up like a little strength, but then as you get older, you start to like slow down, although you might still be like wise, for instance, but you slow down, but you have more knowledge. So I thought it was a really, really interesting kind of twist. It did come out like some years ago, and it was really, really popular when it came out. I'll show you guys like the little 1.5-minute trailer or whatever, so you guys can get like kind of a feel for it. It has a really unique art style. So as you can see, it's kind of like a martial arts type game, I'd say, but then you can see he ages. So the game is really, really interesting. So yeah, it came out in 2021. It's kind of an older game. Really unique. I'll give it that. I think it just got really difficult towards the end. But yeah, it was really popular when it first came out and stuff like that. That sounds super interesting, but I get way too frustrated to finish. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I definitely got too frustrated towards the end. And it's like one of those things where it's like, it's one of the, I don't know if you guys have ever played those types of games. I don't know if you guys have ever played those types of games where it's like, it's so difficult, but you know it's doable. So like, you keep playing it over and over and over because you know it's doable, but you keep losing. That's the kind of game Sifu was for me. I just kept doing it over and over and over. But then I would get so irritated because I would keep dying, and then you age, so then like you kind of lose a little bit, but then in some kind of way you gain a little bit, but you just wanted to keep trying because you know it was doable. So I think it's definitely that type of game, but I think it's, like I said, very unique, very clever to say. But I brought it up because the developers who made the game basically just, they're about to release a new game, and it's very random considering what they're usually making. So they are now making a soccer game, and I guess apparently so far they're nailing it. So I get, okay, like Rocket League, there are no stats. You only get better when you improve, making progression more personable or personal and meaningful. So I guess maybe they are taking like some inspiration from the last game. Maybe. I mean, personally, I don't really play a lot of sports games, but I just thought the comparison was really unique. I kind of want to watch a little bit of this. If hopefully there's no ads.
When your business is on the path to A.
Usually, I kind of load these up. I kind of want to see what this is about, and this is all kind of blind reaction here. So I guess, yeah, it's called Rematch. Very interesting coming from them. I don't know if they're trying to compete with, like, FIFA? I don't know, but it is very random. If you're into sports games, let me know. I don't know. I feel like I used to be very into, like, NBA 2K. I played a little bit of Madden growing up. Mostly NBA 2K. I never really got into FIFA. I can't even, well, maybe I played FIFA once with like my cousins or something. I don't know. But I never got into FIFA. So probably won't get into this. I feel like not a lot of people that I know play a lot of sports games anymore. I feel like sports games used to be way bigger than they are now. Because I hear more people either playing like first person shooters or either first-person shooters or like just story games, and I gotta dip my toes in both. But I don't know. I think interesting choice for them considering what they made with Sifu. I kind of feel like I would have rather them I would have preferred them to make like a Sifu 2 or a game that's like Sifu, because even though I didn't finish it, I still can admit that it's a very, very good game. And it's a very, very unique game. I don't know if they won any awards for it. Let me see. So it looks like they only won one award. Or maybe a couple. In 2022, they won Best Independent Game at the Game Awards. And then, I've never heard of this, because if you guys don't know, there's like a lot of different Game Awards. It's not just the Game Awards that we all know of. There's a bunch of different ones. But I guess they also won something at Golden Joystick Awards, which was PlayStation Game of the Year. So, I'm really surprised they didn't just make something like a spin-off to Sifu or anything when they decided to go with soccer. It's kind of giving they want to follow a trend, and we all know how that goes. Yeah, it was TK for me too. I think microtransactions ruined them 1000%. That's EA for you. That's EA for you. Nobody's surprised by them. All right. So kind of some more interesting news. Now I have to kind of start off with this being rumor. But it's starting to be some stuff to like back it up a little bit. A couple news sources have been posting this. PlayStation 6 Portable can definitely run PS5 games, leaker clarifies. So kind of backing up a little bit, there has been rumors that when the PlayStation 6 comes out, it's going to be coming out with a portable version. So this is kind of just backing that up. I wasn't able to find the original, like, it's going to come out with this, but I think they do mention it a little in this article. So the PlayStation 6 Portable claims have been updated with more information, clarifying that the handheld will be able to run PS5 games with a scaled down experience. Who knows what that means? And I mean, I feel like if you're gonna get if a PlayStation 6 Portable is going to launch with the PlayStation 6, it should kind of be a given that it's going to be like having PlayStation 5 games, because the PlayStation 6, when it first releases, probably isn't going to have like a lot of games to come out with it anyways. So I mean, I feel like it's kind of a given that it would be coming out with PS5 games as well. PlayStation 6 Portable can run PS5 games at a lower resolution and frame rate. Yesterday, information about a next-gen PlayStation 6 Portable surfaced online, with Kepler L2 claiming that the portable version of the upcoming console will not be as powerful as the PS5, and the handheld features a 15 now I'm not good at this, so it's 15W SoC on 3nm games, just not at the same resolution / frames per second, mainly due to lower memory bandwidth. I mean, I kind of figured that. I feel like when you have any portable console, it's not going to run as big or as nice as a big console that has like all this space to run all these things. PlayStation 6 Portable probably falls between Xbox Series X and PS5. Well, that's not too bad, right? Kepler L2 has also provided context about where the PS6 Portable would stand against the current gen consoles. The leaker thinks that in terms of performance, it's somewhere between the XXX, which is the Xbox Series X, and the PS5. However, they clarified that it's hard to know for sure, as it's using an unreleased, sorry, I heard alarms, as it's using an unreleased GPU. You work? Kepler L2 also spoke about the regular PS6 sock explaining that it differs from the portable sock and redacted. It's specially designed to run at a very low voltages. Kepler L2 added that the portable PS6 chip has a lot less than 40 CUs, which is compute units, now we all know. Readers should note that the information does not come from official Sony channels, so take it with a grain of salt, which is kind of like a bunch of news that we're getting nowadays. And then, yeah, the rest is whatever. But, what was I going to say about that? I'm surprised that, like, people can put out rumors like this, if that makes sense, and, like, Sony doesn't, like, sue them. And also, how do these rumors, like, start? Like, where do they get their information from? I mean, I'm assuming that this, Kepler L2 guy is like some kind of either hacker or he just works in there or something. I know a lot of these people who leak this information, they kind of just like, I feel like they just have a lot of like, what's it called, like ears and like sources that they just kind of throw together. Dakota Gaming is like, oh, thank you. Thanks, Ty. But yeah, I don't know, definitely very interesting. I mean, we've been in need for a good handheld for a while. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I have been really, really wanting a Steam Deck. I think right now they're kind of holding ranks, the Steam Deck, compared to like any other handheld. Like, I can't think of a handheld that's beating them out right now. And people have been begging Sony to come out with one that's not cloud-based. So, do I think they're going to come out with one? The first thing I think of is no, because I feel like they're just not really giving us what we've been asking for recently. But then I'm also still very hopeful. So, I don't know. I would love to see it come out. I'd love to see another PSP, but I don't think they're going to give us another PSP, especially after what went down with the PlayStation Vita. I think they come from either hackers or the inside. Yeah, definitely. I feel like they go under like aliases. Like, this guy's name is Kepler L2. It's probably just like Ron, who works in like accounting or something, that overhears it. I don't know. Steam Deck is the best handheld. Yeah, I think so. The PS Portal is so ugly. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely an interesting choice. When I first read that, I thought you were talking about just like the regular PSP. I'm like, what? You can't be serious. No, because I think they should go back to the PSP days. Maybe, yeah, they can like alter some stuff to make it more maybe like ergonomic. Because it was fairly small. I don't have my PSP around me right now. But it was fairly small, right? So I feel like to grow with its audience, I mean, kind of like what the Nintendo Switch 2 did, like make it a little bigger. I think they can make it a little bigger. What's it called? Make it a little bigger, make the resolution better. Feel like the buttons and stuff were fine. They probably would have to add like another like trigger like in the back or something. I think they'd be golden, especially if it could run games that the PS5 or newer like can play and is not based off the internet. I think they would have a win. I don't know why they're not doing it. There's a lot of things that PlayStation is just not doing, and it's just so annoying. PSP is your favorite? They could update the old design. Yeah, definitely. I think that would probably be the best thing that they could do. But apparently they don't want money. Apparently they don't want money because they're not listening. So, I mean, and maybe this, like with the PS6 portable. And I just realized it probably is just they are updating the regular PS5 portal. I don't know why that didn't click with me before. They probably are just updating the PS portal that we have right now into something like newer. So I can see them doing that before they make like another handheld that plays by itself. I'm really curious though, like how many people would actually buy that. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm curious how many people would actually buy that. Because the regular one already got like a lot of bad, I don't want to say bad reviews, but like mixed reviews. I think it has gotten better though, but I don't think I'd buy it unless you didn't need internet to play it. Alright, so this next one, we might have talked about this a couple times, but I kind of wanted to read this a little bit, because if you guys remember on my live, like, I don't even know when it was, maybe a month or two ago, I think it was during the PlayStation State of Play, I got so mad when they announced that they were going to be making the Days Gone remaster. So, they have an article saying if it's worth it or not. I mean, I already have my answer, right? But I kind of just wanted to like skim this a little bit to see what they say, because Days Gone originally came out, let me see, when did it originally come out? Ignore my clicks in the back. 2019, okay. So that was 6 years ago. But considering, hold on one second. Considering how the game, like, looks. Because they also did this with, what's it called? The Last of Us 2. They remastered it, and it does not need to be remastered. Like, if you look at, like, how good the game looked, yeah, like when it came out, I don't know, in my opinion it just doesn't need to be remastered, and they're just like wasting resources remastering games when it doesn't need to be, when they could be working on a new PlayStation Portable. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to see this and see what they say about it, see if anything like really changed for real in it or not, to like make me want to change my mind. If you guys have played Days Gone, let me know. I did play it. Wasn't my favorite game. It does have a very dramatic story, not necessarily dramatic in like a bad way, but like an emotional story. So Days Gone Remastered will be released worldwide on April 25th, emerging almost 6 years to the day the original game was released on PlayStation 4. Which is crazy that graphics and stuff nowadays are still very comparable to what we would get on the PS4 years ago. The original title was hammered at launch by bugs, but it was eventually polished by Bend Studio into a great game. Now that the next iteration is here, I'm answering the question, is Days Gone worth it? After all, Days Gone Remastered is full price, which is another scam. Premium product, unless you're securing the upgrade, it stands to reason that it'll need plenty of meat on the bones for players to feel satisfied with their investment. But just how good is Days Gone Remastered? What's new? So aside from the technological upgrades that have been enhanced, Days Gone, especially on the PS5 Pro, Bend Studio has added new content modes and other extras to open world post-apocalyptic game. Undead hordes have increased in size. That's something. Lighting and texture are better, sure. Photo mode has been improved. A new horde assault mode has been added. The team at Bend Studio has also added permadeath mode to Days Gone Remastered, which is a mode reserved exclusively for the die-hard fans who want the toughest challenges possible. I would like to know, when you guys play a video game, do you guys lean more towards like a challenge, or do you lean more towards like a casual experience? because it's always an internal battle with me. Like, on one hand, I don't want to like play the game too easy because then I feel like I'm like cheating myself, if that makes sense. But then on the other hand, it's like I just want to experience the story. So I always land right in the middle. And then if I play the game again, I guess it depends what I'm playing the game for. Like, if I want to just see the story again, I'll play it on a very easy mode. But if I feel like I know like the combat and stuff like that, I'll play it on a harder mode. I'm curious what you guys do when it comes to that. What mode do you guys usually play on? But yeah. So is Days Gone remastered worth dates? It is an evolution of the first game that was released 6 years ago. I can firmly say that Days Gone is one of the best open world zombie games you've ever played, which we get too many zombie games, but that's another conversation for another day. I thoroughly rinsed and enjoyed every minute of the game in 2019, soaking up the extensive story, smattering of side content, and various upgrade paths in the game. And Days Gone Remastered use. Can you just answer the question? My gosh. The side content is plentiful, the story is long and meaty, and the new content Days Gone Remastered is well worth the purchase, but as I've not played it yet, I can't guarantee it's bug free. Why are you writing this update if you haven't played it? Oh my gosh. Wasting my time. Sorry. I mean, okay, it does come out with new stuff, but that's just so funny. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I think it's worth it. How are you gonna tell us if it's worth it if you haven't played it? What? Guys, I'm just raging a little bit. I'm very sick of these remasters as well. You don't want anything too difficult, normal mostly. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm kind of in the same boat. Because I feel like when games get too difficult, it just takes the fun out of it. That's kind of just like why I'm not really a fan of Elden Ring. When it gets too difficult, it's just like, well, what's the point? You know? But yeah. On to the next piece of news. So, oops, I forgot to put something up here. Let me get it together really quick. Did you guys play Skull and Bones? Because it was a very bad launch, to say the least. Let me do this. So, Ubisoft is coming out with a new update to Skull and Bones. If you guys don't remember, when the game first came out, it was I don't even know how to explain it. It was more just like a when I say battleship simulator, I don't mean like the game where you like shoot cannons back and forth, but just like, and I can't really speak too much on it because I didn't play it too much. Yeah, a lot of people didn't play it, but basically, from my understanding, the premise was like you would go out to sea and like try and capture like other people's ships, and also to like my understanding, it just got very like boring and repetitive. I think the story wasn't very good, and I think it came out with like an online mode or something like that. I don't know, but when it came out, it got terrible reviews. So they just came out with an update that will let you add land combat. Because if you don't know, I don't even think you could touch land at all in the original game. I think it was mostly like just ships shooting at each other. You probably could get like on each other's like ship. But yeah, they're about to release some more updates to the game, which is interesting. So here's the little trailer. Please don't make me sign in. Okay.
Whatever you're looking for in a mon.
So yeah, I guess it's coming out in the fall. Which is interesting because, like, even this is saying, like, Ubisoft will finally allow players to take action away from the sea. Like, dude, by the fall, it's going to be, like, a year and a half later. I'm really curious to see how many players still play this game. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it was, is a pirate sim. Yeah, it does give something you play on mobile. I don't know if they have this on mobile, but Ubisoft did recently release, what's that game called? Prince of Persia, the new one on mobile. They sent it to me. I forgot to talk about it, but they sent it to me, and it's actually fairly good. I actually play it just like with my controller through my phone. I don't think you have to pay for it. I could be wrong, but they did release Prince of Persia on mobile, at least on iOS, and it's fairly good. But and if you don't know, Prince of Persia is just like a what's it, like a platformer. Sorry, I like blinked on the word for it. It's a platformer game, and the combat's really interesting and stuff like that. And we like to see, you know, people of color. I that's part of the reason why I like that game. I like to see, you know, representation and stuff like that. So really interesting. Again, I don't know if it's free or not, but from what I played of it, it's fairly good. But yeah, I kind of want to see this. I can't hear it. It's kind of sad too that this game failed. Sorry, I'm pausing it. But this looks actually amazing, like the graphics. And that's something with Ubisoft that I've noticed is like the graphics look really good. Like even in the last like Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, it looks really, really nice, but then sometimes it just lacks. And sometimes you can't even put your finger on what it lacks, but it just lacks. But yeah. They had to add zombies to it. I don't think the original game had zombies, by the way. And by the way, I really feel like this trailer is making it a little more exciting than it is. But I mean, I haven't played the updated one yet. I mean, obviously it doesn't come out till like way later, but if they do send it to me, I will definitely let you guys know. Maybe we could play it on stream or something. I don't know. But, yeah. Year 2. So, I mean, I guess I haven't really tried it out in a long time, but I'm wondering, like, or even seen it in a long time, but I'm wondering, like, if they added anything else to the game to, like, make it, more interesting, to say the least. And they make it look like a triple A, but it's really a triple F. That's funny. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I guess we'll just have to see what releases. Um, okay. Now I kind of wanted to talk about this, and I'm probably still gonna talk about it, because we're reaching near the end. I'm honestly getting a little sick of talking about Mario Kart, but they just came out with a Mario Kart Direct, so I wanted to at least watch like a little bit of it. I'm probably not gonna watch this whole thing, but I kind of want to just like skip around and just see what they say. Because they have been releasing like for one so much Nintendo stuff, but just really so much Mario stuff, and I feel like they've been just like really trying to convince us that this $80 price point is worth it. That's what I feel like I'm getting from this. Cause why are they trying so hard? Why are they trying so hard? That's my biggest question. Because they had to come out with a whole direct. Right, that's what I'm saying. They had to come out with a whole direct just for Mario Kart World. So I just want to see, like I said, I'm not going to watch this whole thing. We'll skip around. But I just want to see if they're going to say anything, not even necessarily to justify the price point, but just anything of interest, really. Because it's just crazy how much they're trying to convince us that this game is worth $80. Like, it's just so funny. And I don't want to talk too much trash, but it's just like, they've been just hyping it up so much. So let's just take a quick look at this.
Drivers, start your engines. Welcome to the Mario Kart World game, available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
So it looks like they just talk about like a lot of maps. I'm gonna put this on like 2x speed.
What kind of races await you? In Mario Kart World, you'll aim for first place in each Grand Prix. But why stop there? Across cities, plains, a desert, and even the ocean, you can drive virtually everywhere in this fully interconnected world.
So this is kind of, I mean, I'm not saying it just for the price, but this like outlook is kind of interesting. So I'm assuming like these are just each like maps.
Races are held on courses scattered throughout various regions that span this world, and you can freely drive between them. There's a lot in store, and we're only at the starting line. Let's introduce some of the courses that are waiting for you. Here we go! Courses are found throughout the world, inspired by their surrounding region.
Another thing I've noticed too that's like actually kind of annoying, they I don't even know if the right word is like reuse some maps, but they reuse some maps. I feel like I've seen it.
Let's take a look at some of the new courses to explore. Ride the ridges and roads on Mario Brothers Circuit. And cruise the curves around the game. You can't miss it.
An open world map
See the
Mario
sights and structures of
Kart.
Crown City. You can even soar in style down Main Street. Drift along the rapid waterways.
And you guys, okay, sorry, this is kind of just another rant. It was so annoying when they made you pay, when Mario Kart 8, I think it was, came out. You bought Mario Kart 8, and then you had to pay for, I think, Mario Kart Deluxe. But then they put the maps from the mobile game into Mario Kart 8 that you had to pay extra for. They weren't even new maps. They weren't even new maps. So it's like they're getting lazy, and then they want us to be happy that they're just recycling work. The desert map, bro, the desert map has been in every Mario Kart game.
It's a salty speedway and make a splash around the city's canals. Stay cool in the snowy trails of Starview Peak. Just don't slip off while soaking up.
Rainbow Road, too. And Rainbow Road, this map, even though it's been called different stuff, has been in almost every game. Rainbow Road, almost every game. And they've even had these little bridges. If it wasn't Mario Kart 8, it was like on the DS, I swear. They've had a game like this where you had to like drive over these bridges. Yeah. It's the same maps, but just like remixed.
There's Toad's Factory, Peach Beach, Wario Shipyard,
Peach
and more.
Beach, definitely seen
Nostalgic
that.
courses from past titles are also here, but now they're reimagined and spread throughout the world, where races can happen during the day or at night. Race has
I think the biggest thing that they're trying to push with this one to make like the price justifiable is the fact that it's open world. That's the only thing.
character. Choose your vehicle, then you're off to the races. Characters and vehicles each have different stats, so make sure to find the combo that best suits you. There are two main styles of race revving up in this world, Grand Prix and Knockout Tour. In both modes, up to 24 drivers can participate, the most in series history.
I did see something about one of the modes though. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if I'm gonna skip over this. I thought it was interesting. Let
Your
me
rivals
see.
aren't the only hazards you'll need to avoid on the road. Look out for cars that shoot bullet bills, attacks from Hammer Brothers, and other obstacles along the way. Try to steer clear. And now, get ready for Grand Prix with Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, Star Cup, and more. Grand Prix races are held all around the game's world. You'll race through 4 different courses in each cup and aim for the top spot.
I think it's
Races take you
this.
from one end of the world to the other. Races take you from one end of the world to the new mode, Knockout Tour. From Golden Rally to Ice Rally and more. These extended races take you from one end of the world to the other. Get ready for a sprint, but you've got to place if you want to stay in the race. Speed towards checkpoints throughout the world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running. Buckle up. The competition gets more intense as you close in on the checkpoints.
So I guess like I think there's 24 people and then there's like different checkpoints to where like if you don't make it at a certain place by the time you hit one of the checkpoints you get knocked out. Now I thought that mode was kind of interesting. Again, doesn't justify the price, but I do think it's a new twist to the game because I don't believe they had anything like that before. They really desperate to move this game system. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think they're trying a bit hard. But I like to keep up with the game news, so I like to see what they say. But I mean, as I've said multiple times, is it justifiable right now? Not in my opinion. I think because right now their games were like $60. I think they could have at least split the difference to $70. Yeah.
You've got to drive to survive in Knockout Tour, so keep your eyes on the prize and aim for first place. Items can drastically change the outcome of a race. Here are some new items that'll help you out. Coin shell. When you throw a coin shell, coins will appear. Now's your chance to grab them. Just don't let your rivals cash in first. Ice
What's
flower.
the point of
With
that?
Ice flower, you can freeze out rivals and send them spinning. Hammer. Aim the hammer in an arc, and nailed it. Hammers also stay on the course for a short time. And you can
To
use
my understanding, and I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, you can correct me. But to my understanding, in Mario Kart, the only thing that you could use the coins for was if you got 10 coins, then it adjusts your speed, and it only does it once. So, like, you get 10 coins and you go a little faster, and then that's it. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. The way they're moving, I feel like they're going to tank. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I do think there's always going to be some people that just have the money to waste. Unfortunately, because that's what keeps them going.
to block off rivals. Mega Mushroom. With the Mega Mushroom, go big, so your rivals will go home. Feather. Use the feather to jump up and avoid attacks. You may even discover some unexpected routes. Comic. With Comic's magic, your rivals will transfer.
The rail thing was interesting too, although I'm also kind of curious to see the point of it, or is it just like a cool little mechanic thing, I guess?
What other mysterious effects will happen? You'll have to see for yourself. The lower your placement, the more likely you are to find items that'll turn the tables. So when you get items, go for it! And if you're new to the Mario Kart series, there are added support features to help you along the way. Rivals will still move normally when you rewind, so don't lose your lead. Want
Rewind.
to take a spin in even more races? In time trials, it's you against the clock. Here you can race without any other competitors. And if you go online, you can download and compete against Ghost data from racers around the world.
Yeah. I think they're kind of trying to like
Customize the rules of the road in versus race.
test the waters to see how much they can get.
3 laps within the same course. Or you can choose to drive the distance from one course to another. You can even take the road less travel and choose routes that aren't in Grand Prix or Knockout Tour. Up to 24 drivers can now compete in 2, 3, or even 4 teams. Group up and get ready to put the pedal to the metal. Next up, Battle Mode. Pop off locally or online in Balloon Battle. Use items to burst your rivals' balloons.
This balloon mode has been in every single Mario Kart game. Not saying that they should necessarily get rid of it. I mean, if it works, it works, but it's definitely been in every game.
When you're not racing, you can enjoy free roam and go wherever your heart takes you. No roads? No problem. Ride the rivers. See the seas. Drive the desert. Or jump off from way up here. You can go wherever you like, even to the edges of the world. Hey, there's a P-switch over there. Hit 100.
My question is, there has to be a cutoff point, right? So, like, can they, like, die? Because I'm sure you can't drive into, like, infinity. So that's my question. The way they're making it sound is like you could drive off to infinity. like a whole world, like you could circle around and like meet yourself back.
If one person has Mario Kart World, up to 4 players can race in split screen on the same system.
Okay.
The game also supports local wireless play. Up to 8 players, with up to 2 players on each system, can race together this way.
And we've already seen
With
game chat.
Enjoy an expanded experience by talking online with friends. Use the built-in microphone to voice chat.
My question is it just with friends, or can you also talk online, like, in general to people? Long as this game has been around and barely ever innovations. Yeah, for sure. Because if you could talk online to this game, that's gonna go crazy.
While driving together.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Check this out. Hey, are you kidding me?
Or take a backseat and watch each other's game screen.
This was interesting.
If you have a Nintendo Switch 2 camera, you can enjoy seeing.
I'm curious what's the point of that truck thing though. Like, can it take people down? Because it don't look like you're moving much faster.
You'll be able to tell in an instant. Hey, Michelle and Bullseye. And when playing together in person on the same system, a single camera can detect up to 4 people's faces. Enjoy the view and get ready to face off with your friends.
What's the point of the camera if you're just next to them though? Yeah, that's basically it. They needed a whole direct. I feel like literally like at least 90% of that we already knew. You think the only social aspect is gonna keep it afloat? Yeah, I do think that part is kind of interesting. All right, you guys. Yeah, most of this was kind of interesting news. I really needed to see what that Nintendo Direct thing was, though, because I'm like, what justifies a whole Direct for a single game? Especially one that they've been talking about, like, every single week. Okay, alright, so that's pretty much all the news I have for you guys today. I'm hoping to come out with the Indiana Jones video by the end of this week. Just did my Alan Wake video that's going. Feel like there's not a lot of Alan Wake fans out there, but that's okay. I feel like whenever I do those like game essays, it's always very, very hit and miss unless it's like a huge, huge game. But yeah, if whoever's watching or if you're watching later, I know I've been getting a good amount of people who've been watching later, so thank you so much for that. If you guys have any games that you would like to see me stream, because like I said, I really do want to start doing that fairly soon. Definitely let me know. I know we're thinking about Inzoi, but I do want some like more ideas and stuff like that. So definitely let me know, because I want to build up like a roster or something. But yeah, I'm kind of, this channel might start seeing some changes, not too many changes, but just some changes. I might start taking it in a different direction, but we'll see. Nothing too dramatic, but just stay tuned for that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day as always. Thank you. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye.